What's up, Facebook? What's up, family? And what's up, for friends? It's your boy Lowell, and I'm back again. Got to hit y'all with another video. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. Family, it's time for another episode of Papa Lowe's Place. And Papa Lowe's Place is a place where if it's on your mind, then let's talk about it. If it's something that you're going through, then let's talk about it. If it's something that gets on your very, 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 very last nerve, doggone it, then let's talk about it. You know, I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here with me so that we can do some reviews and things of that nature. I got my beautiful host, Jesse.
Hey everybody, welcome to Papa Lowe's Place. And as you already know, or if you don't, I'm Jesse, your host, co-host.
All right. And so there you met Jesse. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some review. We're going to review a video, a news report of a 17-year-old girl being chased down by a few guys, and she was killed. I think there was more girls in the car with her, but we're going to let the news tell the story. Roll the clip.
Tonight, we have a major update in the tragic killing of a 17-year-old girl in Cedar City. Police now identifying the suspects and sharing what led up to the shooting of Kaylee Dutton. They say 23-year-old Michael Heswatucky was the driver of the truck, while 23-year-old Ethan Galloway was the shooter, with police adding that they took shell casings from the scene. 21-year-old Aldrich Philippe and 22-year-old Matthew Sorber Petrie are claimed to have helped Galloway.
Does this not seem like it was like a setup, you know? Or this is something that they've perhaps done before because they took the time to take the shell casings from the scene?
It's quite possible. When I first heard this story, I thought that maybe it was like an ex-lover or something, maybe an ex-boyfriend or something that, just couldn't accept no. And, he followed them around because I think as the story goes on, we're going to find that that truck actually was tailing them for miles. But we're going to check it out. Good question.
To help Galloway and Heswatucky hide evidence. To recap, Friday night, Dutton and two of her friends were driving on the Lund Highway when they noticed a truck following them, flashing their brights. Dutton tried to get off the road, but the truck pulled up beside them, firing 12 rounds into that truck. Despite life-saving efforts, Dutton was declared dead at Cedar City Hospital. Saturday morning, police made 4 arrests, stating that they were confident that they found the right people.
All right,
The
pause it
Iron
right
County
there.
Sheriff says this.
You know what I find truly amazing in this story is that, they're behind me and they're flashing their lights behind me. I can tell you that I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. If those lights that they're flashing are in blue and red, I'm not stopping. From what I'm to understand, it sounds like that these young ladies, they kind of pulled over to the side or whatever have you. And, maybe they thought that, again, somebody would telling them something. Maybe they have a flat tire or whatever the case might be. But
Do you think at some point though that they may have had a interaction with them, or this is an isolated incident, or this is something that these young men do on a regular basis?
you're talking about when you're saying young men do on a regular basis, you're talking about trying
Specifically these young guys,
Oh.
because they like 21, 22, and 23 years old. These guys, not all young guys, just specifically these guys right here. Is this something that they do? Go out and they target young girls, and flash their lights at them and have them pull off the road, until they pull off the road or what have you. And then when they do, they, do what they did to these young people here, and this young lady lost her life. Or is it possibly tied to road rage? Or is it possibly that they saw these young ladies, or they did an interaction with them, or and they followed these young people? Is it just isolated? Is it just fun and games to them, or what?
I mean, I think all of the above could be true. Especially we've watched, what was it, last year, where the Guy asked the lady for her phone number and she said no, and then he went outside and he stabbed her, all because she wouldn't give him her phone number. So again, there could be many different reasons as to why these guys felt like they had to chase this girl down or these girls down and actually shoot into their car. I just think it's totally amazing. But one thing that I will say for the listeners, for the viewers out there, is be safe. If someone is flashing you down from behind, and they're flashing their lights at you, and maybe coming at a high rate of speed, especially if you've noticed that they've been following you, if you want to pull over at the police station. You know what I'm saying? Pull over at some place that you are totally familiar with and that you know that you will be secure and protected. Not on the side of the road, because then you give them the advantage. And in no way, shape, form, or fashion do we want to give them the advantage. Drive somewhere where you be safe. Then you can, or even call 911 and have the police meet you. What you think?
I think that's even better especially for the young teen drivers who are out at nighttime, and of course time change. So at 5:30, 6 o'clock is nighttime, and you have a lot of them doing after school activities, and some of them drive or what have you, but it's nighttime. And so I think that's one way to go, is that you just call 911. Is very easy. Just swipe left on your phone, SOS 911. That call goes in immediately, and you just let them know what's going on. And I understand, that they're young, they out there enjoying themselves, and
That's true.
and having fun, but you want to always put safety first at the forefront. That's just something that that would be my piece of advice, is just put safety first at the forefront. And just because they flashing their lights at you, that doesn't mean you have to stop. Blowing their horn, especially if it's not a safe area, and especially if you don't see a police officer around. No, I'm not stopping. It could be it could be a what do you call the officer in plain clothes. It could be an officer in plain clothes, and I'm like, they be like, Miss Jessie. I'd be like, It's like, ma'am, we've been out, we've been had our lights on, flashing at you for 10 miles. I was like, and
yeah, I don't
because
know you.
Miss Jessie ain't stopping just because you flash your lights and blowing your horn at me. I don't know you. I'm not stopping. I will call 911, and then I'll pull over, somewhere safe where I know I'll be safe. I'm not getting out the car and I'm not rolling down my window. You just gonna have to come in and get me. That's just me. That's just me.
Right.
I'm a little bit older, a little bit wiser. But for the young people, play it safe.
Flash me if you want to. Well, let's finish the clip up.
Says this all started because Hess, Witucky, and Galloway say that they thought they were being stalked in their apartment complex.
Our detectives and deputies have been doing a lot of groundwork. We began focusing
Step right there,
on the
Jesse.
apartment complex for the pursuit.
Yeah. Remember I said earlier that they had some kind of interaction. I was like, well, maybe they had some kind of interaction before they had got on the road. That's what I had said.
But who are the people that they're saying that were stalked? Are they saying that the boys were stalked in the apartment complex? Or was that the girls that they were talking about?
Well, we just gonna have to continue to clip and find out, because I'm thinking if the boys were stalked, they're thinking the girls are the ones that did it or didn't know who was in the vehicle.
Right.
And they just went after the vehicle not knowing who was in it.
Right. So, and see, that leads me to believe too that they was into something illegal, because it's like, y'all call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever you want to call me, but it's like, okay, I know that we're doing something bad and these people are trying to, come and get what we got, allegedly. And so we have to, go after them in some kind of way, shape, form, or fashion, because in all honesty, who does that to a car full of girls? Or women, should I say? I'm sorry. Who does that? What guys just go after women and just open fire on them. I'm sure it wasn't just one shot. I'm sure it was just a couple of shots. But I did want to point out that sharp hat that the deputy had on. What y'all think about Papa Lowe in a hat like that? I think that hat is sharp. What you think, Jesse? Would you like to see me in a hat like that?
We're going to go back to the footage, okay, y'all?
Okay, meanwhile, back at the ranch. But anyway.
That's where the pursuit seemed to originate from. In our interviews with the subjects, all 4 of them gave us confessions. 2 of them confessed to being the driver and the shooter of the vehicle. The other 2 had remained at their residence, but had helped to cover up the crime and were aware of everything that had taken place.
Michael Hess-Witucky is charged with murder and obstruction of justice, while Ethan Galloway is also charged with murder and obstruction of justice. Audric Philippe and Matthew Sorber-Petrie were charged with obstruction of justice and possession of a controlled substance. A GoFundMe has been set up to cover the funeral and other expenses.
They were selling reefers. Marijuana. What else?
Listen, it's a controlled substance.
Ain't reefer controlled substance?
Listen, they was out of control with that substance because apparently somebody either didn't pay for their substance and tried to get away. I don't know, but something ain't right, or somebody, or these people, these young people saw what was going on and got fed up with the trash that was coming into the apartment complex. Or something. It just ain't adding up. The math ain't mathing.
What did I tell you? These people had a drug enterprise at their house, and they thought that the people that they felt was stalking them were actually coming after them to get their product. And so, one of the things that they had to do something. They couldn't just let this go unchecked because these people may come back and get what we got. That's the way I feel about the story. I think that these people were, what's the word I want to say? Hallucinating. Is it hallucinating?
So that means that they were using their own products if they was hallucinating.
High on their own supply. That's what I'm saying. Again, they saw these people and they felt like they're trying to get what we got. We got to take them out. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. But anyway, let's get to the end of the clip.
Has been set up to cover the funeral and other expenses for Kaylee's family. The organizer is looking to raise $8,000 for the family, with generous donations seen pouring in all weekend. If you'd like to help Kaylee's family during this heavy time, you can find her GoFundMe at the link there at the bottom of your screen.
Now, I don't have a problem with supporting people in their time of need, but I think nowadays we've gotten away from life insurance on our kids, because when I had all 3 of my kids, through my job, I made sure that they had life insurance, and they were kids. Little did I know that we would be using that life insurance for our 3rd child, Joseph, who died at 6 months old. But we had life insurance. Of course, they didn't have a GoFundMe back then, so you rely on the contributions, donations from your church, and family members. But for the most part, it seems like we've gotten away from life insurance on our kids, especially in the society that we're in now,
Yeah. I think we're in the hurry up phase now. We're in that microwave type phase where we want it. Like, what's that? J.G. Wentworth. I want my money and I want it now. We're kind of like in that particular phase. It's like, if anything go wrong, we don't have a contingency plan. We don't have, a backup plan. None of that. What we're going to do is we're going to have a GoFundMe, and we're going to have people actually meet our need rather than, being proactive. And so, yeah, but I can tell you this, though, this is not something that a lot of people are willing to talk about because it's cancelable. It's people hear you say things like that and they're like, you know what? Jesse needs to be canceled. Papa Lowe needs to be canceled, because these are things that people don't want you to talk about. People don't like you to talk about. But why don't we have life insurance anymore? You know, as soon as something happens to someone, we immediately go to GoFundMe. We immediately go to
Maybe
all these
that's
other
the new
things out
life
here.
insurance of today's. Is the GoFundMe. That's the new life insurance.
Yeah. Maybe you guys can help us with that in the comment section. What happened to life insurance? You know,
Got wrapped up. Went long.
is it a thing of the past, or are we tripping? Okay. At the end of the video? All right. All right. So again, you know, you guys tell us what you think. You know, you see, you know, how do you handle situations like that? You know, someone behind you and flashing their lights at you coming. Maybe you've noticed that they've been following you, you know, for miles. You know, how do you normally handle how would you handle a situation like that? And keep in mind that these are young girls who probably just got their license not too long ago. You know, they're not the most experienced drivers, doing the best that they can. Yeah, this is devastating. This is, you know, as a parent, this is life altering, if you will. So, Jesse, you have final closing thoughts? All right. So, you know, again, tell us what you guys think. This has been your boy Lowe with Papa Lowe's Place, bringing you another episode. So you guys take care. And I'm sorry. And also my lovely host, Miss Jessie.
Is this Jesse? Thank you.
All right. So you guys take care of yourselves and
Each other.
all right. So talk to you later. Bye.